So, welcome back to the Austin and Jason's show. I'm Austin, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm Jason. I'm forced to be here.
And today we're going to go over our end of football season awards show. The award show that no Bison player is likely to ever even see, much less care about.
Well, let's get to it.
All right. So we'll start off with our Offensive Player of the Year award. The candidates are
Brock Jensen, John Crockett, and the entire offensive line.
All right, we'll start off with the entire offensive line. Boy, if you need a hole opened in somebody's defense, honestly, I think I could have rushed for a few yards behind those guys this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they were pretty outstanding, particularly in the national championship game. They just took over. I'll tell you, there were several games where it was clear towards the end of the game that we were just able to kind of impose our will. We had 2,000-yard rushers this year, so my pick is the entire offensive line.
Brock Jensen had an amazing year. The thing is, I could run behind the line and then they'd immediately catch me. Crockett can ditch some people. It's really fun to watch him work. But ultimately, without time and a push, it's really hard to make either of those things happen. So I'm going to have to concur and go with the offensive line for Offensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year. The candidates, Grant Olson, Marcus Williams, Ryan Dreblow, Colt Jurek.
This is another really tough one. The defense was just solid as a unit this year. I mean, Grant Olson was a tackling machine. Marcus Williams pretty much made it his mission to make his own highlight reel. Colt Jurek's just got an amazing ability to disrupt an opposing offensive line.
Out of those three, the guy that really had to step up this year was the linebacker, was Grant Olson. Last year we lost, a senior, number 45, and Grant Olson came in and he stepped up. He kind of lived up, the first 1 or 2 years. He was kind of last year he was kind of intended to be a backup. He was hurt. He came in this year, and I'll tell you,
he really stepped up to fill that role.
I'll tell you, and he has he's got a game record for tackles against Wofford. So I'll tell you, I got to go with Grant Olson on this one.
I'm going to agree. It's a tough choice between him and Williams, but for getting the record against Wofford, which probably was a big contributor to us winning that game. And actually getting to the Georgia Southern game and the championship. So I'm going to have to go with Grant Olson too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'd pick Grant Olson over Marcus Williams. Not because Marcus Williams is a bad player, he's a wonderful player. His stats were a little bit down this year. And it might be because he had such a wonderful sophomore year that they were kind of scared to throw at him.
And with good reason. I mean, if you remember when Sam Houston decided to throw at Marcus Williams, it didn't go too well for him.
I mean, they got a couple of throws on him, but I'll tell you, Marcus, he made some big plays. He's a good player.
All right. So now the one that, maybe somebody's been eagerly anticipating. MVP. The candidates are Brock Jensen.
Let's see here. Marcus Williams.
And our punter.
Ben LeCompte.
He punted really well this year. But
yeah.
I'm not sure you can say punting dominated the games for us.
No, they didn't dominate the games, but I'll tell you, it really turned the field around. He, particularly later in the year, it's not exactly like our offense, just blew the doors off of anybody. And so he could always put the opposing team's offense in a bad position. And
give the defense a good chance to really make them make a mistake. Punting is underrated, but it's a little tough to give the MVP to a punter this year. He's only a freshman, so he's still got 3 more tries at it.
Yeah, he's a great player. I'll tell you, but the guy that I go with, I got to go with Brock Jensen. Not because he puts up big numbers, but because he wins.
He finds a way to do it. If the passing game isn't working, he'll burn people with his feet.
He'll run. He makes good decisions generally. The fourth down play against Georgia Southern's got to say it. It says it all. He's just a winner. I got to go with him. I mean, if we didn't have him under center, it's a completely different ball game.
I agree with you. Brock Jensen has to get it.